Good morning. We're back, and today we're going to do the front sight installation on the Ithica Model 37 shotgun. And we've got a shotgun that when we got it, it was pretty grungy on inside and out. We've got it all cleaned up. We got brand new screws throughout. They were all boogered up. We've got a rusted out barrel here, and we're going to cut the barrel back and reinstall the front ramp sight on this shotgun. So first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Danny C. and your father Donald C. Uh, you know, thank you for everything you've taught me. This is like over 40 years ago. I'm doing what you're doing that you were doing back then, Donald C. And thank you very much. And bless your family. Anyway, let's get on with this. What we're going to use, got a new product here. It's a Locktite product. It's called Mad Max or Black Max 380, and it's specifically for installing front ramp sights on weapons. It's shock proof, vibration proof, and we're going to see how this works. It's a Brownells product. It's a $6 deal, and let's give it a whirl. First of all, let's just cut this barrel off. And before you do that, you'll want to sweat off your front sight with you can do this with a propane torch. Sweat it off, clean it up, alcohol it, clean it up. And before you do take it off, you'll want to take the straight edge and line it up with the front sight and run a scribe down it longitudinally on both sides of the front sight. So let's just go ahead and cut this off. We're going to cut this barrel off to 20 inches. Let's get it on the line here. These shotguns are real simple to take apart. I could have done a video on it, but other YouTubers have done that, and they've done a good job of doing it. So I don't feel that I really have to go into the internals of it and show you again on the takedown and reassembly and the lubrication of this particular shotgun. It is a John Browning design, like the Winchester Model 97, which I'm very fond of. I used to, my world used to be all about Winchester Model 97s, and I've mechanicked on a lot of them, and I've got several. And they're my favorite shotguns. But anyway, we're going to get this barrel off. Some of the rust has migrated up inside the barrel, and hopefully we can cut down all of the rust from the inside. So we'll see. There's no taper on these barrels, so you don't have to really worry about your pipe cutter spiraling down the tapered barrel like a lot of them will. You just about got it. Here we go. You could use a hacksaw, but you got an easier job with a pipe cutter. You'll you can see how badly rusted this is. See, we've cut all the bad part off. It's 6 inches that we've cut off. See how badly that is on the inside. Now you'll want to ream this later on to you've got some burrs on the inside of here, but see, it already looks better. Now we got a 20-inch barrel, and for me that's just right. So now we'll take a little bit of alcohol and we'll clean this up a little bit, get the grease off from the pipe cutter and sight. Okay, now let's do a test on this. I've never used this product before. It says on the little container to keep refrigerated. Now, I don't know if that means after you open it. It never came to me refrigerated in the mail. So looks like it's going to be all right. Let's try this out. Let's do a test on this first before we delve into this. This is a barrel off an 1871 Mauser, chambered for 11.6 millimeter, and then we'll take a 410 shell. I'm going to rebarrel another shotgun with this in the future. So let's take this and they say to put it on one part, like it would be like a bead of solder, and it's supposed to go on there instantaneously. So you've got a one-shot deal here. So let's see if this works. It does stay on. Okay, well, we know it works. Set that aside. Okay, I want to keep this away from the screw hole and your front sight retainer hole here. So let's see, put a little dab on something here. Okay. Okay, we've got this tape on here just to kind of help index it better. Let's see how this works. You want to have a setback on your front sight of like 3/32 to 1/8 of an inch. I could have soldered this, but unless I solder every so often, I have a little bit of trouble with the soldering part. It seems like I have to solder every day in order to do it right every time. So I thought this would be pretty handy stuff. I don't have to heat up the barrel and distort it and such. These are hammer forged barrels. To get a new Deerslayer barrel like this with ray bar sight, it's about $300, and you have to send the weapon into the factory to get a barrel refitted to your particular weapon. They tell you that in the parts catalog. That, as well as your breech bolt, that has to be fitted if you have to have a new one. Also, your magazine tube, they are put on in the factory, so that means do not take the magazine tube off. So while this is drying, I'll kind of like talk a little bit more about it. Mary Sue took the magazine follower and powder coated that zombie green, so you can visually see that you have an empty weapon. Also, a tip that I'll give you is your shell stop, your left-hand shell stop here has this little retainer screw here with a spring on the shell stop. And the 97s have two of these, one on each side, one for each of the shell stops. And these little screws will back out on you. I was in the middle of a shoot, and I had one of the screws back out on me, and it ruined my day. So you want to make sure these are tight. And you can make a little screwdriver for these with a 1/16 diameter punch and a sharpening stone. Just run it across there. And I keep this in my kit for my shotguns and carry it with me. But these are always apt to back out on you. I've had it happen. So now, let's pull the tape off. Let's see how that's going to be all right. Well, after all, why would they sell it if it doesn't work? Well, this Locktite 380 Black Max it will, it's shock proof, vibration proof, and it will also stick rubber and plastic. These deer slayer barrels and sights come out in the 1950s, and they were the going thing for deer hunters, especially on the east side of the Mississippi River, where they were, you know, you can't use a centerfire weapon for hunting deer over there. There's two types of these sights. I think this is the type that's the new one. So looks like we're doing all right here. We got it on there straight and got the setback okay. All we have to do now is take a reamer and knock off these burrs around from the pipe cover. It feels just right. I like it. Anyway, these were introduced in 1937. They went through World War II. Like in the trench gun, they had their own bayonet lug and heat shroud. They also had the riot configuration, and they were also used in the sporting configuration for aerial target practice and also recreation on base. Also, different police agencies like LAPD, I believe, they used the Model 37. So they've been around for a long time. They're a real simple gun to take apart. And unlike a Model 97, which has a lot of parts on it. I like the way the barrel comes off. You undo your knob here on your magazine tube and rotate your barrel counterclockwise 90 degrees, and it pulls off. Kind of like a Johnson rifle. So anyway, that will be it today. And our next video will probably be back with, I'd like to talk about throat and muzzle, throat erosion and muzzle wear. I've got the gauges to do that, and for military service rifles. And we'll show you about that. We'll probably start off with the M1A. I've got a barrel that's about halfway worn out. And I've also got a brand new barrel to show you the difference on both the muzzle and on the throat. I'll set this aside, and our reference books that we used. This is a good book about the trench guns. You know, only 3 different manufacturers had the bayonet lug and the heat shroud on it. Ithica was one. Stevens, their 520 and 620 had their own, and also the Winchester Model 12 and 97. And this will tell you how to identify a phony that has been made up by some unscrupulous seller, which I see all the time. And a lot of good history about it. They found some of these in Vietnam after the war with the Winchester Type W bayonet guard and heat shield on them, and they were shimmed up, and they were probably shimmed up in the field because they're like 25 thousandths smaller diameter than the Winchester barrels are. So reference books, you know, Numeric Arms, good reference book. Brown Ale's Encyclopedia. It's got in it nearly every U.S. weapon in it, a technical manual on every U.S. weapon in it. It's a good book to have. That'll be it for today, and we'll see you on our next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.